We go. Music. Who's gonna dance?
Good evening.
Who's gonna dance tonight?
All right. What year is it? Oh, good. It's 2000. Phantom Menace on VHS. Jar Jar Binks, y'all.
Quem sabe mais?
Phone simulation. Phone simulation. Phone simulation. 2000. Yeah. Sing it with me. Let me hear you. Phone simulation. Phone simulation. Phone simulation. 2000. Yeah. Oh, all right. Oh, all right. Not bad. Give it up for your host, Mark Hornback, the well Hungarian. Well, all right. Phone simulation. Phone simulation. Phone simulation. 2000. I'm gonna see you at the fun. What? Wash your jeans, bring your notebook, bring your jokes. We got a microphone at the phone simulation, phone simulation, phone simulation. 2000. Thank you so much. You're too kind. Is this thing off? Oh, you're laughing at me. Still counts. Phone simulation, yeah. Phone simulation 2000. I can't hear you. I can't hear you in the back. All right, let's get this night started. I know you came to have a good time. Yeah, practice your jokes now. I'm gonna see you over there. Phone simulation. 2000 years, 9/11 hasn't happened yet. I think better before.
Yeah. Welcome to Fun Simulation 2000. It's been over a year, everybody. It's been over a year. This didn't even start 11 months ago because 1 year ago to the day, I invited Joe Biden to this open mic. And on Facebook, I sent him a message to the sign-up sheet, and he said he didn't know what that is. And then he asked me if I was a Trump supporter because that's how Russian bots were going to take over his campaign. I believe he was afraid of that. Welcome to Fun Simulation 2000. Yes, we've had over 100 views on the theme song. It is weird because those are primarily from me playing it every week. And also, I do rock out. I put it on my big screen at home. I put it on the TV and I dance to it a couple times. But 1 week it jumped from like 50 to like 80 views, and I still cannot figure out why or what happened that week. I think it might have been when I was leaving Amazon. I think they actually started looking into what the hell I was doing on my work computer because that was around the same time. I lost all my notes because I was using my work computer and I was using their account to do it. And then I went to check my notes and it turned out that it was owned by HR. All those documents were owned by HR and I don't have access to them. All of my sign-up sheets, all of the set lists, nothing. So it's just a bunch of names and like notes on the side, like dick jokes, basically. So I think they started looking into me a little heavier after that. I know you're out there watching Amazon. I know you own Twitch. I'm technically broadcasting on Twitch, which is owned by Amazon, by the way. I don't know if anybody knew that. Feels good to be able to say that I work there because for a while we were saying Rainforest Cafe as a name for the company that wasn't really it, so I wouldn't get in trouble. Doesn't matter anymore. I did. I quit working in Amazon, and boy, are my water bottles full of urine. I worked for the corporate headquarters, so it wasn't as bad as like being a driver. They took better care of us, but boy, are my water bottles still full of urine. It's just a personal thing I did. That was for me. I didn't. That was for me. Bring your own bottles. That's what I did. I got my bottles shipped right from Amazon, already empty, so I could fill them. That's how it worked. Saved on the shipping. Oh boy, I don't know what to do. This very late start tonight. I apologize for the late start. Very weird turnout. I like everybody on here. I'm really excited for this. It is a lighter list. If you're watching at home, message me for the Zoom link, or if you're here and you have the Zoom link, just post it on Facebook. Let's see who shows up. I don't care. Just post it on 4chan or whatever that's called these days. I don't know. Someone's going to do that now. Someone's new message or new person attending. No, it's called eight. I don't know. I don't know what that is. I don't know how to pronounce that, Gregory. That's why I'm not going to embarrass myself. I still don't know how to say a GIF or a GIF or a meme or a meme. I don't know how to say any of these words these kids are using these days, because I'm going to be turning 30 soon. I'm just kidding. No, my birthday is next weekend. Next week is gonna be my birthday. I'm not gonna be turning 30 or 40, somewhere in between there, but it is going to be my birthday celebration next week. I'll make sure it is an especially stupid night, so be sure to attend. You old, I am old. It's going to be a good night. Might have to call in late to the work from home the next day. That's how you do it. You call in late, because no call. It's weird to call off sick right now, isn't it? Weird to call off sick, like, because people can see you. Like, people can see you. You have to look like shit. Like, you have to look like shit. And hangovers don't necessarily do it every time. So they got to make some sick filters or something like that. I don't know what I'm talking. Just punch it. Just give yourself a black eye. Nobody's going to ask. Just punch it. Give yourself a big shiner. No one's gonna look, dude, my eye. I know I woke up like this. I don't know. We'll probably do I don't like that work has emergency contacts for me either. Like, if I'm fucking gone, don't be calling my mom or my wife. Like, I don't want them to know I just no-showed. Like, don't fucking check in on me. Give them their address and their relationships here. I don't want to do any of it. Seriously, who here wants to be my emergency contact at work? Somebody volunteer. I will do it. Somebody watching on one of the streams, comment, and you can be my new emergency contact at work. And also medical insurance. You could be a dependent as well. We'll do that. Someone can get medical insurance. Oh no, this is just winging it. Like I said, if only if you take my resume. I don't work at Amazon anymore. I don't work at Amazon. I'm sorry. Where do I work? I work at a food place. Today I got takeout I got fondue takeout. I got takeout fondue. I want to point that out. I got takeout fondue, because you know who's hurting when you can't do dining indoors? Fondue places. They're really suffering because nobody else gets takeout fondue. I ordered it, got takeout fondue, and my order was order number 1 for the day. That was it. And it was 5 o'clock. So I know they're struggling. It's Gay Haas in Chicago. It's an awesome fondue place. Go support them by getting takeout if you'd like. The funny thing is, I've been going there since I was in college. When I was in college, one time I called in and gave them my name for a reservation, and they said, "Oh, Mr. Hornbeck, the usual table?" Said, "Oh, hell yeah, we're doing the Sausage King of Chicago bullshit. I'm gonna figure my way to a free meal, you know." So I went in there, and they were like, I got whoever Mark Hornbeck's usual table, and it was awesome. They took good care of me. I think they just thought I was his kid. I looked it up. It was a doctor in Chicago that has the same name as me. And then today they messed up my order. Somehow doing takeout fondue, they messed it up, and they didn't include my bottle of wine. And boy, did they call back and apologize to Mr. Hornbeck. I'll tell you what, they were very apologetic. We don't want to lose your business, Mark. We don't want to lose your business, sir. I told them just discount the wine, but they were willing to drop it off at my house, 2 free bottles, and also discount my meal. And I said, just discount my meal. I'll be back. I don't know. That was a weird thing, but yeah, takeout fondue. That's fun. What else is going on around here? I don't know. Let's get this fucking going. Let's just do that. How about that, everybody? I meaned it enough. Our first comedian. Very excited. Wait, did you just change your name? What the hell's going on?
I just changed it.
Okay, well, do you want to be brought up by this name or your other?
I can just put my actual name.
Okay. Please welcome Sophia Smarandescu.
Yeehaw, you guys. Yeah, I changed my name to AB Klobuchar. So, yeah, we have a fun group tonight. We have Andre sitting on his comfy couch. Where's that couch from?
I don't know, store.
Okay, that's like my attempt at crowd work. And then we have we have Gregory Matthews in his mud room. Looks like an amazing mud room. All right. That was my attempt. Was that pretty good? All right, guys. So my first job ever was collecting donations for my university. I was super. Have you ever gotten called by one of those people? Anybody here?
Mhm.
Yeah. So I was really bad. I was terrible. And one day they assigned me to talk to the farmers, and I had like no idea how to make small talk with these farmers. So I was talking to this guy, and I was like, "Oh, so you're a farmer?" I was like, "What kind of food do you grow?" And he was like, "You mean what kind of crops do I raise?" And I was like, "All right." And then, what kind of animals do you breastfeed? So I was really bad. Actually, I got fired for telling someone to fuck off. And it's not because I said that. It was because I bragged about it later. I thought it was like so cool that I told someone to fuck off. I'm a menace to the system. Okay. So I haven't dated in a while. My last boyfriend was a really creative gaslighter. Anybody here a gaslighter? I feel like maybe. Statistics show at least one of you is a gaslighter. Just saying. But one time we were hiking together, and I used to live in Montana with this guy, and we saw this sign at the beginning of the trail that said "Warning, mountain lion on the loose." And he was like, "We should probably leave." Or no, I said we should probably leave. And he was like, "Baby," he was like, "Don't worry, I could beat a mountain lion's ass." I was like, "No, you can't." He genuinely was like, "Why don't you trust me?" I was like, "It's not you. I just don't trust this mountain lion," which is like a sentence I never thought I'd say, you know. Some people in Montana, they'd like go on hikes with like guns or like bear spray in the event they'd see a bear, which I think it's kind of fucked up to do that, like to like kill an endangered species just to meet your like Fitbit quota of the day, you know? I don't know. That's just me. Okay. I like to put self-help books in my car. I like to put them in the front seat of my car, like really sad ones, so burglars feel bad for me. And they don't break in. You know, they'll just see the title, "The Body Keeps Score," in the front seat, and they'll be like, "Hold up, maybe we should wait until she finds a good therapist," you know? All right. How am I doing on time?
You got a little over a minute.
Oh, okay, sweet. Can I just talk to you guys? All right. No, I'll tell a joke. Yeah, okay. I just wanted to tell you one of the reasons I got fired from my telemarketing job was also I was just like uncomfortably bad with people. Like I'd be like, "Oh, so what kind of flooring do you have in your house?" And they'd be like, "What?" Like, "Yeah, do you have some plush carpet?" I feel like everything I was saying was like a euphemism for like a pube joke. So, all right, I think I should just get off and give the time back to the room. So thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Sorry. Okay, so I didn't do the housekeeping on the top of the mic that I'm normally supposed to do some housekeeping is. We'll do 4.5 minutes. That's always fun. I like doing the half minute, keep people on their toes. It's no one else does that. Kind of interrupts sets a little bit more. I like that. And also, I'll message you when you have 1 minute left. Stick around until the end for the fastest minute in comedy. Go, 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 go. If you don't know what that is and you've never been here, it's a speed round. Anyone that sticks around, we go through the list and everybody does a minute. I just go from one person to the next person. I barely time. I just move around when I feel like it. That's a little secret inside thing if you didn't know that about me. Also, we have a thing at Fun Simulation where if you ask how much time you have left, it's automatically 1 minute. That's just a thing we do. It's not nice, not polite. I didn't do it to you. That was truthfully, you had that much time left, but you have 1 minute if you ever ask how much time you have left. But we're gonna keep it rolling. It's a stupid thing I do that I have found to save a lot of my time in my life. Our next comedian coming up, Gio Wagner.
Hey.
Hey.
I don't know if you guys have heard that Dominion Voting is suing Fox News for like $1.6 billion. So Fox News shut the fuck up about it. And then they're suing Susan Powell for $1.6 billion. She shut the fuck up. They sued Mike Lindell of the My Pillow, and he bought a radio show so he could keep talking about it. I think the lawyers for Dominion are going to go into court and say, yes, Judge, we would like to call Mike Lindell to the stand. We don't have any questions. We're just going to let him talk. They'll make our case for us, you know. I don't know if you've heard the newest, well, at least the newest one I've heard, conspiracy theory, is that Joe Biden died last year. And Trump's basically been running everything. And in August, Trump is going to announce that he's been running everything. And my question is there an expiration date to these things? Because it's beginning to feel like that. Okay, 2 out of 3. Okay, 5 out of 9. It's never going to end. It's never going to end. But you know, these are the same people that believe that there's a cabal of Hollywood types and of politicians eating babies to stay young. And at the head of this is Tom Hanks. And Hillary Clinton's involved. But not Betty White. Come on, she's 99, looks 50. She's not eating babies. And of course, they also believe that
This is different. This is different.
they also believe that the vaccine is going to turn you either gay or transgender. It's like, why would Trump make a vaccine to make more people for him to pick? Never mind. I understand now. And what I want to know is the, you know, this whole mutation that this is supposed to, is that going to be on the first dose or the second dose? Because I need to know so I can make the costume for my crime fighting. I mean, if there's a third arm and I don't know it, I'm just going to have a hump on my back. That's not going to be a good look. Yeah. But it is nice. The pandemic has changed certain things. And one of the things is that we are much more aware of our bodies. And the human body is a marvel of design. I mean, the opposable thumb, interlocking genitals, my personal favorite. But who had the bright idea? Air filtration, food intake in the same pipe. And hey, let's drain sinuses too. Really, guys, you couldn't have done something useful like when I see a pretty girl and my abs get hard. Yeah. And at the beginning of the pandemic, I'm sure you guys had that list of things you wanted to accomplish with all this extra time you were going to have. You're like, eat better and get into shape. And of course, I'm sure you guys did great with that. I put on the COVID-19 a few times. I think I watched every Netflix show, ran out of shows there, you know. And I mean, I wanted to exercise. I really did. I wanted to do yoga. And with yoga, you need a mat. I didn't have a mat. Without a mat, yoga is downward dog on ice. And I wanted to create a Facebook group for procrastinators. I just kept putting it off. And I lost my job. I worked at a car dealership, and they said I wasn't quite what they were looking for. They were thinking more sign spinner, not naked guy waving his arms. I look forward to when this is over. When I can see people's smiling faces, when I can read their expressions, when I can accidentally spit on people when I talk. All right, that is my time. You guys have a great night. I'm Gio Wagner.
Yeah, Gio Wagner. Thank you, Gio Wagner. We're gonna keep going. No, you can't ask how much time you have left. If you have less than a minute, then I just take it away from you. You can't keep pulling that trick on me every week. Somebody tries to do it. Somebody just messaged me and then left, but they wanted to perform music. You could perform music on here. That's fine. We'll just put you up at the end, though. That's just the rule. We'll put you up at the end. We got a lot of comments to get through. Kind of, not really, but we're gonna keep rolling anyways. Please welcome Chailango. Ilango Gopalan.
Thanks, Mark. I've been seeing a therapist. I know it's a big surprise for everyone else who does comedy, but I've been seeing a therapist now for a couple of months regarding my behavior around my emotions. But it's not because I say mean shit when I'm mad. It's because I overpromise when I'm happy. I get into more trouble when I overpromise shit when I'm totally euphoric than when someone pisses me off and I just go off on them, right? The biggest problem that I have is I basically act like I'm on ecstasy all the time when I wake up in a good mood. Oh, sure. My friend wants to move back in with his idiot girlfriend for the 15th time in a row. Oh, sure. Yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll pack all of your stuff in my car since your car isn't available. Oh, sure. You had a bunch of steak knives and they pierced through the leather of my seats. That's okay, man. Leather's bad for the environment. I'll just use styrofoam next time. Oh, your elevator's broken? Hey, that's another day I can skip using the gym. This is a real workout for me. I'm so happy. Like I'm on ecstasy. Now, for those of you who roll, what happens 3 days later after you're done rolling? You get Suicide Tuesdays. Well, my Suicide Tuesday, you know what that is? That's the day that I need to fulfill my obligation. And that's when I go, fuck. And now I have to come up with a reasonable excuse to my friend as to why I'm backing out. And they know it's bullshit. They try to push back. I'm like, hey, listen, man, I know I promised that I would help you move, but, with the pandemic and you don't always wear your mask. So he pushes back on me. Well, aren't you vaccinated? I am, but your TV isn't. Total bullshit. So that's what happens to me. All right. And I really need to work on it. I'm a big fan of science fiction, and there's so much stuff to watch and read out there. Like growing up, I loved Ursula Le Guin and Philip K. Dick and Ray Bradbury. But I want to get my kid into science fiction and some of my friends too. I've come up with what I believe to be a handy way of understanding what you should read based on your age and your maturity level. So if you're a kid or you're just really naive and idealistic about the world, and you just believe there's only two sides, good and bad, or binary, Star Wars is perfect for you, right? You got the BIPOC rebels and refugees dressed up in the JCPenney fall calendar, and they're fighting against the evil empire of white policemen, right? But they're led by a tall black man, Obama, who was played by a tall, very white actor, also Obama, and of course has a deep, deep baritone voice of, let's say, a pastor, right? So that's perfect. Star Wars is good when you're very naive and you only see two sides to an issue. But let's say you get a little bit older and you go to a liberal arts college and you start sporting that ridiculous soul patch right here. You start mansplaining in all your poli-sci and gender studies classes. Well, actually, I think this world and society is really based on meritocracy. It's hard work that gets you everywhere. And after a while, everyone starts calling you out on your bullshit. So you want to prove that you're not racist, so you fuck another another race. You're all talk, very little action. Star Trek is perfect for you. But let's say you're now in your mid-40s. Your adult children no longer talk to you. You're on your second divorce. So you decide to eat, pray, love your way through South America until you hit that ayahuasca route and realize that you were always meant to be a cabaret dancer. That's doom. That's a way you would figure out what you want to do for science fiction. I saw the most unintentional April Fool's joke the other day when watching the Snyder cut of Justice League. When Wonder Woman saves those little children, the girl asks her, can she be anything she wants to be? And Wonder Woman would say, yes, you can. But the girl, who pretty much looks Palestinian, I think Gal Gadot would have a different answer. Gal Gadot is the Israeli Defense Force actress who plays Wonder Woman. She would say, you can be anything you want to be. And when my missile hits you, you'll be anywhere you want to be. All right, thanks.
Oh, yeah, thank you, Trey Longo. I didn't catch that line in that movie because I was laughing over the stunt right before it.
Oh yeah.
If anybody's watched it, they just used some stiff arm and stiff leg dummy children rolling through the street, and it looks terrible for a movie. That's why the Marvel Cinematic Universe is a money laundering scheme. That's what I'm starting tonight on this mic. That's what I'm going to be doing. We have a few more comics joined, so this mic has been extended. We're going to have an extra inning at least at the end of this. In the meantime, please welcome to Fun Simulation is the first time here, Chris Scriba.
Yeah, woo.
Oh, somebody tried to unmute me. Hold on. Do you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Yeah, this is great. Starting off with technical difficulty, so I get to bomb in my bedroom instead of a dive bar in Lakeview. That's great. Off to a wonderful start. Hey, man, I had like a whole set list planned for tonight. I was looking forward to it. But while I was watching your sets, I actually got a text message with some big news. It kind of has me a little bit shaken. I might get a little bit emotional, but can I share it with you guys? I would love to share it. Is that fine?
Sure.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause. My high school bully fucking died.
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
Yeah, man. I was always a bigger kid, so he'd always make fun of me and be like, haha, Chris, fat people die young. It's like, well, dude, I won. Look at that. So obesity 1, heroin 0. So yeah, that's how it went. A lot of heroin fans in the room tonight. All right, on to the next joke, man. So you guys, who picked up some new hobbies during quarantine? Anybody? Round of Zoom applause. Give me the clap react if you. Anybody? No? All right. A couple people clapped IRL. That's cool. But yeah, we picked up new hobbies. Me and my fiance did drinking and fighting. I'm not sure if anybody else had one of them. That was our big thing. She's a little bit more advanced than I am at it. The other night I came home after being out a little bit late talking to my buddies, you know, when we had like the little thing where we thought the pandemic was going away in the fall and they, you know, came back again. And I came back and she was just bawling her eyes out. She already crushed like 2 boxes of Franzia by the time I got home. And I'm like, what's wrong? Why are you crying? And she goes, I just watched the Queen movie. And she's just crying, bawling her eyes out. I'm like, watch Bohemian Rhapsody? He goes, yeah, the Queen movie, the Freddie Mercury movie. I'm like, okay, why are you crying though? I was like, that's one of my favorite movies. That's one of the best movies I've ever seen. And she tells me, because he was keeping a secret from his wife. What secret are you keeping from me? Well, Elizabeth, you caught me red-handed. I've been secretly a gay British rock star this whole entire time. So that's kind of what that was. So what else we got going on here? I tried to focus on my mental health in March last month. So I just deactivated my Facebook. I didn't use my Facebook at all. And I just caught myself aggressively scrolling through LinkedIn. It was really weird. I just felt really uncomfortable. I ended up making it again. LinkedIn's weird. It's just white collar cosplay. LinkedIn is nothing but my degenerate friends LARPing as functioning members of society. That's pretty much what that is. If you start LinkedIn drama, you get fired. Whereas Facebook, you just don't get invited out to lunch with your friends again. So I went back. That's kind of the big deal there. Talking about work, I work with a woman named Donna. And I fucking hate her. Round of applause if you like Donna. See, nobody likes that piece of shit. Point proven. That's what we just proved with that round of applause. She's pretty great. She yelled at me for saying the F word. I work with like a lot of like really technical hands-on guys, and it just kind of comes out. She yelled at me for saying it, and she said it's because she's religious. It's like, oh, cool. I forgot about the 11th commandment, thou shalt not say fuck. So I will do that. People say she's a born-again Christian. And I was like, that's cool. You can go to church and not be an annoying piece of shit too. So that would also work pretty well. What else do I have here? Oh, that's actually about it. I didn't time this out very well, so I give time back to the room. If you guys like to network and stuff, feel free to add me on Facebook. I'll type my full name in the chat. So thank you and good night.
Yeah. Woo.
Yeah. I wanted to tell you, I was trying to look for something real quick. I wanted to tell you that if you're gonna get drunk and go do things besides Facebook, highly recommend Glassdoor. I highly recommend going on Glassdoor and talking shit about everybody you work with currently. It is a great relief to do that. Post some salaries on there that are astronomical too, because they'll have to explain it when people apply for a job. Seriously, yeah. Oh, I was the secretary. I was making like 200. Receptionist, man. Yeah, they'll be flooded with people looking for that. Yeah, no, seriously, do that. Yeah, I was trying to find a review of a place that I worked on Glassdoor in the 3 seconds before you bailed a minute early on your set. Why'd you do that to me? But no, I'll get back to that. We're gonna keep going.
Mark, you have plenty of time if you just praise the Lord.
If I praise the Lord.
Wait, Chris, your full name is account manager 375K? Is that what you saying your full name is?
That's on my driver's license. I go by Chris Scriva. Just do open mics. It's easier.
There you go. Let's
Perfect.
review him on Glassdoor. Chris Scriva Incorporated. I'm going to do it. Employee number one. No, our next comedian is comedian number one. Very happy to have him back. Where do you, Andre Madrano. Yeah, go.
Woo!
Ooh, go. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. I'm stoked I found this. It came along a little bit later. I remember at the very beginning of the pandemic, the first time someone was like, yeah, we can do a mic on Zoom. And I was like, what are you talking about? And he explained it. And I was like, I would literally rather fly coach. There's no fucking way I'm doing this. But I've come along. And I like this one. There's a theme song at the beginning. Everyone's nice. Everyone's fun. So keep doing it, guys. Maybe next year we'll do a reunion of this. Possibly. I don't know. I am been watching a lot of The Office. It's probably my favorite TV show. Maybe not. I don't know. But I found out that Gen Z kids like make fun of it. And it's like a big trope about millennials. And that's fine. You're going to inherit a planet with dwindling resources and a looming race war. So knock yourself out. Make all the jokes now. Also, they don't know this, but they have 50 years ahead of them where their entire personality is going to be, I spent 2 years in high school locked in my bedroom because of the pandemic. And they're going to have kids, and their kids are going to want to do something. And they're going to be like, you know, when I was your age, and they're like, yes, Mom, I know. Like, you had to spend sophomore year locked up in your house, and then junior year too, because people thought the vaccine was a government ploy to like track all their shit. We've heard this a million fucking times. So good for them. I don't know if any of you guys are huge fans of rhetorical questions or not. I'm kind of neutral on them, but I've noticed the people who are the most enthusiastic about rhetorical questions don't understand the way they work. Like they'll be like, hey, Joe, can you pass me an iced tea? And be like, whoa, oh, hey, oh, what do I look like? Some guy's gonna pass you an iced tea or something? And it defeats the purpose. Does that help at all?
Yeah.
Sorry. What else do I got? Oh, yeah. I've been watching a lot of art crime documentaries. They are my favorite genre of crime docs because usually no one gets hurt, so you can root for the bad guy and not feel bad about it. Also, all the victims are really rich and really dumb, and not rich in a cool way. Like I saw Major Look. The first scene, you know exactly what's going to happen. Like the woman who signs away tens of millions of dollars is like, yeah, I was a little suspicious that she pulled up in a Honda Accord. She'd driven from Long Island with a Rothko and Jackson Pollock in the back. But I talked to her. She knew a lot about art, so I trusted her. I'm like, wow, that's insane. Imagine if like it was a murder documentary and they're like, yeah, every time someone went missing, there was a freshly dug grave in his backyard. But he said he liked archaeology a lot, so trusted him. But I've learned through all these documentaries that there was a stretch of about 20 years or so where there was this urban legend in the underworld that if you had a stolen piece of artwork, you could use it as a bargaining chip and get out of like any crime. Because like one time some guy killed someone and was like, I stole a Picasso, and the FBI traded it back, I think. Maybe that might not even happen, I don't know. But a bunch of dudes like tried this in New England and they approached the FBI with like stolen art, and the FBI was like, nope, you can go fuck yourself. So there's all these like missing pieces. Prince Philip had a funeral this week. For the longest time, like I'm not gonna say he was mysterious because no one really cared, but there was all these like weird questions about him. Like, why is he a prince and he's married to a queen? Why isn't he a king? That's weird, right? Why is he the Duke of Edinburgh? He's from Greece. No one knows. Like, what does he do all day? And during his funeral, it turns out that he designed the Range Rovers that were gonna take his corpse to the whatever. That's what he's been doing. He's an automotive engineer. For years, I thought it was bizarre that no one could tell you the coolest length to have your pubes. And then it occurred to me that it's because no two human bodies are exactly identical. So there's no universal system of measurement. But I found that a good rule of thumb is to grab a chunk, make a fist, and roll your hand. And ideally, they should crest like a wave approaching shore over the waistband of your undergarment. Unless you're using the metric system, and that's something completely different. I think that's going to be it for me, guys. Thanks.
Yeah, Andre.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I didn't know that you could do that, that you could spend your life designing your funeral car. That's what I'm going to do from now on. It's going to be some George Barris shit rolling down the street when I die. I'm just making sure my wife hears that so she knows that's now a wish. That's now a wish that you have to respect. Oh boy, I'm trying to share my screen real quick, because we are going into a company I used to work for. This is a very, oh no, I'm not going to do that. Here we go. This is great. Crazy management with anger issues. Some managers have anger issues, micromanagement, lots of Rush Limbaugh, pro-gun talk from some managers, and not open to new ideas. Rip Rush Limbaugh, man. He was on every day in that place. It was amazing. I learned all about the right and all the guns that I should be buying. That's basically it was a beautiful place to work. And that's actually the longest job I had. 4.5 years there. Amazing. Our next meeting coming up. Please welcome Sita.
Yeah. Woo.
Yeah, actually, my full name is Sita Raman Radhakrishnan, but according to the Starbucks morons, it's ramen noodles. I am bisexual. Yep, I had sex with 2 people, myself and my wife. I just got my DNA test results back. It said you are 100% cheap. Please pay us, you moron. Sitting in the front row of a comedy show is like an Indian guy walking through airport security. Yeah, you can avoid eye contact, but you're going to get picked. Yeah, I've had more groping action with the TSA than in my marriage. One time airport security took me away for questioning because I mentioned a bomb to a friend. I was talking about a photo bomb, you idiots. My comedy producer screamed at me today. Why the hell did you get drunk and kiss my girlfriend? I was like, you only told me to rehearse everything I'm planning to do at the show next week. I wanted to write some observational jokes, but people don't like it when you observe them in public restrooms. Did you read the news? The royal family death was a murder. Yup. The Prince Tututa of Papua New Guinea tribe killed his father for the throne. I was sad. I told my friend Priya, 2 heads are better than 1. She punched me, and so did her conjoined twin. Growing up in India was tough, guys. My mother used to stuff this thing down my throat every day. It's called religion. She was like, don't do naughty in the shower. God is watching you. I was like, so uncle and God are watching me now? That's it. I'm going to make my shower pay-per-view. My high school girlfriend did not like me smoking. I was like, this is double standards. You smoke, your husband smokes. Why can't I smoke, Mrs. Robinson? My dad recommended me for a job interview. Why? And he was like, why the hell did they reject you, man? I was like, Dad, they said I don't have the personality to be in the human trafficking business. Apparently, I'm too skinny and ugly. I've been living with severe mental depression for the last 19 years. Who else is married? Yeah, I'm afraid to die, guys. Apple give my password to my wife. I had the birds and the bees conversation with my son. Yep. Wow, I learned so much. I told my wife today, I'm going to be a dad again. She slapped me and asked, may I know who the mother is? I was like, I don't know. It's $1 a day kid adoption program. Yep. After 2 months of teaching my son driving, I finally told him, I see light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah, looks like a drunk truck driver coming on the wrong side of the road. My daughter asked me today, Dad, why are you so unpopular? I was like, why do you say that, honey? She is like, because I see only 2 friends in your Tinder thing and mom has more than 500. Thank you so much for your time, guys.
Yeah, Sita. Thank you very much. You got a lot of claps. They were on mute. Yeah, that's always a weird part. That's par for the course with online. I'll go to the gallery view. You can see everybody walking around, driving, studying, strange backgrounds, or not on camera. That's what everybody looks like right now. That's what we're performing. If you're watching at home, that's what it looks like in the Zoom room. Depressing, yes, very depressing. I can't wait until I get the second vaccine, and then I get the shit all over Zoom comedy. Yeah, that's what instantly turn into the guy that shits all over it. I'll delete everything I was ever associated with it. No, I won't. Maybe we'll do this every once in a while. Just kidding. Our next meeting coming up. Please welcome Jolly Bean.
Hey,
Yeah. Woo.
hey. So my dream car will cost me 50,000, but at this moment I only have 5,000. So I really wish the car dealer can have a zero tolerance policy, so I can get the car immediately. So I walked past a restaurant named High Five Ramen. Well, nice try, but I believe it's not very easy to eat ramen with your bare hands. So I had lunch at KFC today. Their popcorn nugget is okay, but everything else just makes me fall in love with Popeyes. So I have to say, KFC is the nugget of truth, just like Colonel Sanders is the kernel of truth. And recently there are a couple of mass shootings, tragedies. So I heard the National Rifle Association right now is recommending a song to memorize all the shooting victims. And that song is, "Who wants to live forever? Who wants to live forever?" So I have a Chinese plant translated as money tree at home, and it's supposed to bring you a big fortune. And recently I saw it on Amazon, but their translation is Dollar Tree. So maybe I had too much high hopes before. So I got Pfizer recently. I feel the letter P in Pfizer is just like the British royal family. Although it holds the first position, it's actually quite dispensable. So I'm a programmer, and recently I implemented a library to calculate dates, but it didn't give me the expected result. So it took me a while to dig out what was happening, and it turned out the library has no problem. But I set the test data as November 31st. So recently I bought a 9-inch pizza, but my friend bought a 10-inch pizza. But actually mine is even larger than his. So you know what happened? Because mine is a square pizza and his is a round pizza. You can do the calculation. So we do stand up, but if the person is sitting on a chair when he's doing stand up, should we call it the halfway there comedy? And yeah, and so I recently learned that putting tea bags into your shoe can help reduce odor. So now I know how I will treat my unwelcome guests. Hey, would you like some tea? And just I just learned there is the U.S. founding father named Gouverneur Morris. So Donald Trump never really want to concede. So actually he can actually change his name to president. So people will just call him President Trump forever. And Is that my time? Okay. Yeah. Thanks.
Jelly Bean. Unfortunately, I do think the title stays for life. I do think he's going to be called Donald Trump until McDonald's finally does him in. That's basically what's going to happen there. Well, we're gonna keep rolling. Our next comedian coming through, United States Representative Eric Swalwell.
Yeah. Woo.
I saw that Sophia changed her name to Amy Klobuchar, and I thought I should name myself after a failed 2016 Democratic presidential nominee. So I went with Eric Swalwell, who I hate. He's my least favorite Democrat. Anyway, so I've been doing Zoom mics for 6 months now, and I figured it was time to look back. It was time to do a retrospective, and so I'm going back to the first set I ever did. I'm going to do it here for you. It's terrible, and I don't care. I'm going to do it anyway. So I'm new. My name is Greg Matthews, and I want to tell you a little bit about myself. I grew up in Massachusetts, and I've lived in Chicago for 6 years. Clap for me, 6 years. Which means all this deep dish pizza is going to give me a wicked heart attack in my car. It's bad. It's bad. No, it's not even actually true. I actually grew up in Western Mass, so I've never had that awful accent. I am definitely going to have a heart attack, though. Where are my people on statins at? Anyone? You guys old enough to do that? I don't know. I'm old enough. So what else about me? I used to wrestle. I wrestled in high school and college. I was pretty into it. So that, does anyone know what it means if I wrestled in high school? Does anyone know what it means? Anyone have any idea about what it means?
Singlets.
Gross ears.
Those are both correct, but not the answer I'm looking for. The answer I'm looking for is it means I gave my high school girlfriend ringworm. She was not happy about it. I mean, who wants a ring at that age? She's got her whole life ahead of her, and she's not ready to settle down. There's no way to know for sure if I'm the one. It's my ringworm material. It's my go-to. So I'm a professor, and a lot of people think I'm an asshole math professor, which really offends me because I teach statistics. I am definitely an asshole, though. To be a professor, you have to get a PhD, and one of the cool things about getting this PhD is you get the title of doctor. So my greatest dream in life is to be on a plane and hear someone come over the loudspeaker and say, "Oh my God, is there a doctor on the plane?" And I'm going to stand up and be like, "You bet your goddamn ass there is." And I'll rush over to the unconscious man in first class, and his wife will have tears streaming down her face, and she'll plead with me to do something, doctor. And so I'll check the man's pulse in several locations because as a statistician, sample size is important to me. And the old woman, still bawling her eyes out, she'll look at me and she'll say, "Please, doc, please tell me anything." And I'll look her straight in the eyes and I'll say, "I'm 90% sure your husband's dead." The joke's for me. It's not really meant for you. It's mostly for me. But being a professor isn't all shits and giggles and pretending to be a medical doctor. So since I am an educator, I like to sprinkle in educational facts. And so I'd like to give you some statistics that I picked up over my career. And these are all true. And I think they're interesting. According to the FBI, 98% of people who own a metal detector also have a human body part in the fridge. According to the Center for Responsive Politics, 92% of donors to Jeb Bush's 2016 presidential election campaign also own a slap chop. According to the Bill Gates Foundation, 85% of men who live alone with a cat boil their hot dogs. Think about it. All right, that's enough serious statistical stuff. Let's get back to the stupidity. I got a quick one here for you. What do you call it when Santa kills and eats a reindeer? A Donner Party. Yes, gets him every time. I'm going to do an impression for you in the closing seconds here. This is the impression of if Oprah hosted the Maury Povich show. This is Oprah hosting the Maury Povich show. I'm going to end it with this is my big finish. Ready for this? You are not the father. 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 Thank you. Thanks for listening. My name is Greg Matthews. You can follow me on MySpace.
Yeah.
Greg Matthews is Eric Swalwell. Yes. Oh my God, guys. This is getting into the late signups and the late people soon, which is always a fun time. But please welcome, you saw him driving home from work earlier, but now he's performing safely from his house. Sean Cuthan.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Sean Cuthan from Saskatoon. Yeah. And I just gotta say, like, I'm not good at buying bananas, you know? Like they say the grass is greener on the other side, but I like to say other people's bananas look more delicious, you know? Like I go to my buddy's place and he's like, I never seen him eat a banana in his life. He's got like the best looking bananas. Like during this pandemic, the grocery store was like out of bananas, except for the ones near the checkout. You know, so I ended up having to buy some of those stuck up bananas. And they were just looking down at me and everyone in my house till I took them off the fridge. Ooh. But anyways, what's up with defund the police, man? Like now they want to say de-arm the police. Well, who's gonna be in charge of ripping all the police arms off? You know, like it'll be Armageddon. Can I get a job doing that? Oh man. So I work in a weed store lately, and you know, you got to deal with a lot of like rowdy customers. Like these old guys, they come in and they're all pissed off because things aren't the way it used to be on the streets, and the prices aren't the same. And like this one old guy, he comes in and he rants about everything. Like the other day, he was ranting that people these days, they have opinions. It's like, yeah, man, like you're in a weed store. Like, of course people have opinions. Like going to a weed store and getting mad that people have opinions is like going to the grocery store and getting mad that people have appetites. Mm-hmm. Why is everyone hungry? You know, why don't you go to the pants store and get mad that people have waists? Why is everyone's pants being held up these days? Waists. I don't get it. Man, there's the only time in my life that I'll be able to say this sentence, and I think I need to milk it, you know? Because the couple days ago, I ended up beating a 62-year-old man with his own cane, and I was the good guy. You know? I was the good guy. Like this guy came into work, into my store, and all of a sudden he's getting all rowdy and yelling at everyone. And I come to check on it, and he's like yelling at everyone, getting in their face, screaming. And he's like this big old guy with a cane. And then all of a sudden I get in there and I'm like, hey man, you need to go. And all of a sudden he starts swinging and he hits a coworker, a woman, a mother. So then I lose my shit. Like I grabbed the guy and I hit him. And then I'm like, oh shit, I'm fired. Oh fuck, I'm fucking fired because of this guy. And I hit him more. And then I threw him down. And then I grabbed his cane. And I was like, are you done yet? And then he was done. And then he threatened the shit out of me and the whole store. But then, you know what? He must have had a conscience because he was such a piece of shit that everyone he went to ask for help, they were like, well, it's about time, man. It's about time someone gave you a lick. But man, I gotta say before I go, it's not nice of me to admit, but I don't stop for white people at crosswalks anymore, you know? Like, you have the audacity to think that those two white lines can protect you? Well, you got another thing coming. Me. I'm coming in my Monte Carlo. Alrighty. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Thank you, Sean Cuthead. I have live security footage of you beating that old man with his cane right here. I'm gonna share it on the live stream right here. This is it. With the sound on. Here it is. Oh God, Sean, that was crazy. I don't know how you lose your job.
Monster.
Yeah, I'm gonna just put that on a loop. I like that one way too much. Our next unit coming up is a fan of the live mic too. He's been coming to that for years, but I'm glad to see him on Zoom while we can't do it in person. Tristan Ace Man.
Hey, keep it going for Mark, your host. Give a round of applause to Mark for doing this. Yeah, I don't know how many people in this Zoom know this, but I happen to be from Chicago. I'm from Chicago. I live here with Mark, and Chicago's been in the news lately, recently. A couple days ago, a 13-year-old kid was killed by the police. It's a sad story. And no matter where you align politically, that is fundamentally sad. Like a 13-year-old, a kid being dead is a sad thing to just have happen, truthfully. You know, because of that, I went to a protest. I went to a protest a couple days ago in memoriam of this kid's life. And after the protest, the protest went great. It was a smooth protest or whatever. Like it was like nothing happened. There was no violence or anything, at least for my part of it. Everything kind of went smoothly, and we all started to leave. And me and a Middle Eastern friend were hanging out together, and we were walking away from it. At the same time, the white people were also walking away from the protest. We were both walking in the same direction. And there were some cops nearby. And all the white people start talking shit to the cops. Like they all start saying like, hey, fuck you cops. We don't give a fuck about you. How do you live with yourself? What's wrong with you? You killed a 7th grader. How do you sleep at night? Like they were saying like stuff like that. And me and the Middle Eastern friend were all just like not saying anything. And I realized that's for the exact same reason. Like the reason white people speak up is the same reason that me and people of color don't. It's like these niggas kill 13-year-olds. Like, what do you think they're gonna do to us? Like, it's like that's like we're both outraged, but our outrage makes us do different things. Like white people's like my response to outrage is to like sort of curl up in myself and hide. And like white people's response to outrage is to ask for the manager. And like in this case, it's just the Chicago Police Department. But it's still the same impulse inside of us. It's like, yeah, we both have like I don't know what this joke is gonna turn into, or it may not ever become a joke, but it's just this idea that both like white people and black people are essentially the same in terms of like we're affected by the same things, we're hurt by the same stuff. We just have very different ways of responding to it, you know. Like black people sort of like join forces and like create a community, and white people just sort of take over, like extend their pain outwards. I don't know. That's what is this? This got real fucking metaphysical. I didn't mean for this at all. I meant for this to be funny, not not heartbreaking. Alrighty. But again, how do you talk to somebody that shot a 13-year-old? Like, come on, like what do you expect me to do about it? Like I can't. Okay, sorry. This is a weird set. I get it. Let's make it even weirder. You know, I don't think all consent needs to be enthusiastic. That's the thing I've been sort of wondering about. Here's the logic behind it. It's not that obviously you have to have consent. I'm not debating that. All right. I'm just saying I don't know how many people in this room have seen my dick, but it doesn't inspire enthusiasm. That's all I'm saying. All right. Like it's just like logically speaking, like yeah, my dick inspires like reasonable like determination. You know, like it's not no one's loving it. It's just like, all right, I agree to this. You're my friend. That's why we're doing this. That's what anybody says when they see my dick. They're like, all right, I made a deal. Like I lost a bet. Like it's one of those things. It's never like, oh, this is the dick I wanted. Like no one's ever said that when they see me naked. That's all I'm trying to convey to you. If we ask for enthusiasm with consent, we're just gonna kill the human race. Like there's maybe 3 dicks that are good enough to be enthusiastic about. Everybody else's dick is kind of terrible. All right. I've got 1 minute left. I really don't know what I did with the first 3. But I'm gonna do this one last joke I'm gonna do it only for Greg, so everyone else can honestly just turn off their speakers. I don't know if anybody's familiar with. I don't know if anyone's familiar with QAnon. If anybody knows what QAnon is, for anybody who doesn't, QAnon is a group of conspiracy theorists who believe that there is an elite group of pedophiles based in Hollywood, and those same people love church. I don't know if you have heard, but if you're looking for an elite group of pedophiles, have you tried the church? Like, I think that might be a good place to start. You know, all right, that's it for me. Give it up for Mark for doing this.
Yeah, thank you, Tristan A. Smith.
Yeah, thank you.
Pratik came in and I gave him a spot and then he left. So if it's his name on the list, we're skipping that unless he shows up later. But in the meantime, we got Adam Quaslow.
Hello.
Yeah.
Guys, when I was a kid, there was a candy that was real popular called Warheads, whose selling point was that they were unpleasantly sour. And we loved them because even from an early age, we understood that we didn't deserve to be happy. Like we would compete to see who could hold the most in their mouth at one time. Because we were from the suburbs and we didn't know how to fight. So the only way we had to prove how tough we were was to eat a lot of candy. My parents are dead. You'll be okay. But like, I think the weirdest thing about like funerals is after each of their funerals, somebody walked up to me and my brother and said, "Hey, that was a great funeral." What the fuck does that mean? Like, did you think I was nervous about how it went? Like, hey, your dad may be gone, but he would not have been disappointed in you for this, huh? Like, what do I even say to that? Glad you liked it? What? And that's not even the dumbest thing somebody said to me at my dad's funeral. Somebody he knew came up to me and said, "Hey, if you want to talk to a therapist, I know some in Chicago. I can get you set up." And I said, "You know what? I'm good, but thank you, but I'll be all right." And she said, "Yeah, but look at you. You're a mess." At my dad's funeral. Pretty sure I'm allowed. If anything, I'm supposed to be the benchmark for everybody else, so that if they're more upset than me, they know they have to dial it back. Right? Because going to a funeral crying harder than the family is like going to a wedding looking better than the bride. You don't do it. This is my special day. I'm Jewish. People know that we get circumcised. If you're not Jewish and you are circumcised, please stop stealing my culture. It's a very important thing in Judaism, right? In the Jewish religion, you are not allowed to get a tattoo. You are not allowed to get a piercing. You are not allowed to modify the body that God gave you, except for this one part. He made you in his image. He just didn't have time to sand it down. Being Jewish, we're the only group that people hate but won't search for on Pornhub. Like, people will search for big black cock. No one's going to Pornhub and typing in spoiled Jewish chick, right? And I think, like, we have two languages. Neither of them is sexy. French is a sexy language, right? Like, you can whisper French into somebody's ear and you can hear their underwear melt. But it does not work with Hebrew. You can't seduce somebody with our other language is Yiddish. That ain't sexy either. Anybody know how to say circle in Yiddish? Keikel. The word that was shortened into our ethnic slur. Yeah, have you ever had somebody threaten you by calling you a basic shape? Although when somebody calls me a kike, I don't get offended. I'm too busy being impressed with their vocabulary. I was talking about porn earlier. The other day, I was on a porn site and I actually saw a friend of mine. I wasn't looking for her. I was just doing my normal searches and I recognized her because she has a face. And I don't know. Should I tell her that she got the fetish wrong? Should I? Like, how do you tell somebody? How do you tell a friend that you tried to masturbate to her and couldn't do it because you felt insulted? Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Nice.
Thank you, Adam Quaslow. Yes, no, I like the just nice from Tristan. That's when he did a solid, everybody. That's when he did a solid set. I know a lot of people arrived late. We're doing 4.5 minute sets. I forgot to tell you that. We got 2 more comics in the fastest minute in comedy, which is very exciting. It's what I look forward to. Please welcome your next comic, Catherine Zhao.
Woo! Yeah.
Oh, it's my turn already?
Yeah.
Hi. Sorry, I'm a little bit slow today because I just got my vaccine.
Yeah, woo.
Yeah, so I have a good excuse. It's my third shot because they think that I need more than normal people, so they gave me a third one. I'm not good at driving, but I'm good at parking. There are 3 ways of parking. Parallel parking, perpendicular parking, and my parking. So AKA illegal parking. So people always say it's hard to find a parking spot in downtown. I'm so surprised. Didn't they see those parking signs? Those little red ones called fire hydrants. I always park right next to it, and no other car ever compete with me for tickets or totaways. You know, I still remember the first time I took my driving test at DMV. My boyfriend, who's from Austria, drove me there and started to pray for me, you know, in German. 5 minutes later, I got back after I crashed his car at the fire hydrant. Did you pause it? He asked me. I told him, no. God says he needs a translator. So after that, whenever I have an argument with my boyfriend, I don't say, I'm leaving you now. Instead, I will tell him, I'm going out and drive your car. It's super effective. My boyfriend will try everything to make me stay. You know, I didn't grow up in the US, so I guess you've already found that out from my, you know, not authentic English accent. So when I first came to the US for school, I found that it's really hard to make American friends when your English is not very good. I had a roommate, an American girl, like very smart, very nice. We talk about everything until one day, like that morning, she told me that, oh, my coochie itches. And when I heard the word, you know, I was thinking about she had a Gucci bag. Because when I grew up in China, the first 5 foreign language, foreign words I learned was not mommy, daddy, how are you? It's Gucci, Prada, LV, you know, those words. And for me, Gucci, 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 they sound all the same. So when she told me her Gucci itches, I thought, oh, there's something wrong with her new Gucci bag. So I asked her, wow, you got a Gucci. And she said, yeah, you have one too. I said, no, I don't have one. It's too expensive. I can't afford it. I also told her, like, I have another friend who recently bought one. It's like, oh my gosh, $2,000. And she asked me, your friend bought one? Where? You know those Gucci stores? That you not only can buy one, you can first try them, you know? And after that, she no longer talked with me. So, you know, you can tell like how hard it is for an immigrant when your English is not very good. And those are my jokes for today. Thank you.
Yeah.
Woo.
Oh, yo.
Just get a knockoff coochie. No one can tell the difference. It all feels the same.
Nice.
All right. I'm not going to try to button anyone's jokes anymore. Holy crap. The man, the myth, the legend. And wow, you are looking very on point tonight. Pratik Srivastava.
Yeah, Pratik.
What's going on, everybody? Yeah, I just got out of the sauna. That's why I look like just a haggard, just a lot of pile on of hair. And you know, I've gotten my shots. But here's the thing: I don't think I'm gonna get rid of this beard. Like I might clean it up a little bit, but I think I'm just gonna go for a haircut and just keep this beard for a while. I think I'm gonna try to grow it. You know, whatever the minimum length you need for locks of love. I'm going to try to grow that length because I want to genuinely donate this beard to Locks of Love. I would love for some sort of, you know, individual who needs hair to get like this coarse thickness. What am I going to do? Just cut it off and throw it away in a Sports Clips garbage can? Get the fuck out of here. No. This will be grown to help somebody out one day. So you know what? Yeah, I'm going to keep it going. You know, I know all the comics are like, you got a beard, I love how, by the way, I've gotten mostly the people who shit on the beard. It's not white people making terrorist jokes. You know who makes fun of it mostly? Other Indian people shitting on me. Hey, who would have thought that my own community would shit on the beard? It's not racist white people like my parents told me it would be. No. It's other Indian people, Mark. And you know, I figured out why. It's not because, you know, hey, they're just trying to be funny or whatever, you know. No, it's because it's a bunch of Indian people who have receding hairlines and can't grow beards. So they're fucking jealous. That's what the fuck it is. And you know what? You can grow this beard out. You know what you need? You need one thing. VO5 volumizing shampoo from Walgreens, and patience. That's all you need. All you need is patience. You know, didn't Guns N' Roses think about that? That's all you really need. Just have a little bit of patience. If Guns N' Roses was right about anything, it's have a little patience and have a little volumizing shampoo, and you can grow out this coarse beard, and you too can look like the IT supervisor for ZZ Top. That's what you can fucking do. And if I was wearing a black jacket right now with my gold chain, I would look like the Bollywood extra from Uncut Gems, the Bollywood reboot. You know, it would be one of those things too. Okay, I have to go sing happy birthday to someone. That's all I want to do. Have a good happy minute. I don't know. Fun simulation out. Bye bye.
Critique blessing us with a happy minute, happy fastest minute. This is gonna be awesome, guys. We're gonna start this out. If you've never done this before, I'm gonna scroll. I'm gonna go through the running order of who is here, and I'm just gonna bounce to the next person. So the first person that went up is here, which makes it a lot easier on me. When they're not here, it makes it more difficult. So you're gonna get a minute, and then I'm just gonna go to the next person. It's really exciting. Tristan usually says go with me, so this will be great. So we're gonna welcome Sophia Smartendescu. Go.
Oh my God, I'm not prepared. Okay, guys, I'll just tell you. Okay, so okay, so I'm getting to it. How much time do I have? A minute?
1 minute.
Oh, that was like part of my joke. All right. Okay, you guys. My dad set something on fire in my apartment, and the fire department had to come. And before my dad came, I was really paranoid that like he's gonna find my weed, and I was like, oh shit, like I need to hide it. And I made a note on my phone: hide your weed and your dildo. Put them all in one bag and hide it somewhere in your apartment so your dad doesn't find it. I typed this in my phone, and the fire department came, and I held out my note. They asked me to like. This story makes no sense. Fuck. Okay, so I wrote this in a note. They asked me the fire chief asked how to spell my name, and I wrote my name on the same note as this, and then they just Sophia Smartendescu, hide your weed and your dildo because your dad's coming. And then I saw this mark on her face, and it was yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah, Gio Wagner, go.
The store, and you see those little things on the floor where you're supposed to, 6 feet apart. Every time I see one of those, I'm looking for the metal ball that's going to crush me. So I've watched way too much Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner. But after all these years, this Coyote's supposed to be this big genius, going to get all these elaborate traps. He's got an account at Acme like you wouldn't believe. I mean, they get that sentence to him overnight. He's got that special gold platinum status there. How much did he spend there? Because we're talking Roadrunner, this scrawny little. There's no meat on that guy. See, he could have bought filet mignon every single night for what he spent at the Acme place. Come on, really? How smart is this guy? All right, that's my time.
Yeah, go.
No Asians stormed the Capitol because Asians are never proud of their boys. I think couples who share a Facebook account are born again simps. Speaking of born again, I can't stand born again Christians. Hey, instead of judging me, how about you make like Lazarus and just die twice?
Yeah.
I'm so cheap, my only donation is giving time back to the room. White people will crawl through a mile of broken glass and shit like Andy Dufresne in Shawshank Redemption just to protect animals. And when they finally come out of that tunnel, they will go John Wick like you were Michael Vick. I watched Space Jam, but was not represented. I returned spoiled yogurt. Cancel culture. Done.
Yeah, Chris.
Go.
All right. Everybody thinks your dog is an angel. How do you know your dog doesn't have some kind of fucked up kink like constantly going through its mind? It can't talk. Like you're just looking at your dog, you think it's just super happy. Like your dog just has some crazy type of like bondage or like shit porn type of fantasy. And you're just looking at your dog like, oh, little Maxie wants to go for a walk. No, little Maxie wants pegged. I wish I didn't write that, and that's over.
Oh, that's it. Oh, Andre Madrano, go.
If your name is Chad or Megan, you're having a tough time in society right now, and it's not your fault. You didn't do anything wrong. As long as you're older than like 15, but your parents gave you a name that was fine for decades until we decided you were the problem. And for what it's worth, I had a high school girlfriend named Megan. She was fine. I've done sex with 2 adult Megans, both fine. I've known one dude named Chad in my life. He's my friend in college, and he boned our TA, which is kind of on brand for Chad. But he's like a nice dude. And then, like 10 years later, I saw him. I was like, "Hey man, what are you even up to?" This was at a wedding, and he's like, "Oh, dude, liquidated all my assets like a year and a half ago. Splitting my time between Aspen and the boat. It's pretty sick." I was like, "Oh, I realize why all of society detests you. This makes sense now." So I originally wrote this joke with Megan before Karen kind of like ported the market on these people, but I am loyal to the source material, so I'm gonna stick with it. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's called
Go,
nominative
go, go,
determinism
go.
when you do something that your name defines in you. And there you go. Okay, Jolly Bean, go, 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 go.
So you know there's an instruction sign you see very often. It delivers 100% right message, but it makes you feel very uneasy. That sign is employees must wash their hands before returning to work. And I'm the best member of the gym because I only pay the fee every month, but rarely going. But this morning, I rushed to the gym the first thing in the whole morning. You know what happened? Because the water broke down in my building, so I rushed to the gym to use their shower. So my friend and I recently visited Montana, and I see a herd of moose around my car. Then my friend shouted, "See, mooses!" But immediately he corrected himself. "Oh no, it's missuses." Yeah, I think that's my time.
Yeah, go, go.
Dr.
go, go.
Ringworm, go.
Dr. Ringworm. Am I muted? No, I'm not. I've been running a lot lately, and I realized that that Usain Bolt is a great name for the world's greatest sprinter. It's just incredible. This guy's the world's greatest sprinter. His last name is Bolt. It's way better than the name of the world's worst sprinter, Phil Molasses Legs.
Oh my gosh.
You love that joke. You love it. Did I just get heckled? I'm now going to, it's a new experience for me. I'm now going to tell the most juvenile joke in the world, and I love this. I just want to prepare you for how juvenile this is. My professor from college told me this joke on Facebook. Gatorade was developed at the University of Florida in the 70s, but actually it wasn't the first. Florida State actually developed a sports drink before Florida. It was called Seminole Fluid.
You thought that was juvenile?
John Cuthand, go.
Hey man, so I got all worked up about that story. I didn't even get to the punchline, you know? Like I feel like I've been it's been weighing heavy on me the past couple of days because I'm a good guy, you know? I feel like I got a version of BPTSD, beating a pensioner, traumatic stress disorder. Oh man, but man, isn't it great when like you have a friend that pulls himself out of a depression, you know? Like I had this one friend, he came out of a depression, and it was like he was gonna accept an award, you know, and he comes up and he's like, "Yeah, man, there were some rough days. An average man might have given up, but I'm not an average man." And you're just sitting there like, "Yeah, buddy, yeah." And then he's like, "You know what? At this moment, I'd like to thank the doctors, the psychiatrists, and the medication." You're just like, "Buddy, yeah." All right, thank you.
Yeah, Tristan A. Smith, go.
Go. Hey, I don't want the pandemic to end because I like having an excuse for why I'm not dating, you know? Like that's what, like I like, at least the pandemic gave me a reason to be single. Like before the pandemic, like I was just like a creepy guy that didn't date. But during the pandemic, I'm saving lives. And I miss that, you know. I just want to, it's a lot easier to not date when it could kill people. And now that like shit's, you know, coming to an end, I got to look at myself, you know, like that's why, I think that's why a lot of comics don't like doing Zoom, because you have to truly look at yourself. And that's not a thing a lot of comedians as a group are willing to do. I don't know. That's it for me. Give it up for whatever this is.
Yeah, Adam Quassel, go.
All right.
Go.
Apologies if you saw me post this joke on Reddit yesterday, but I want to be famous like all comics want to be famous. I think we just want different levels of fame. Like I want to be Joey Fatone famous because everybody knows who he is, but nobody gives a shit about his personal life. Like, if Ariana Grande goes through a breakup, it's headline news. If Joey Fatone burns down a hospital, it's that's what he's been up to. But we like him, right? Like, I think any one of us would love to get a picture with Joey Fatone as long as we're already in the same building, right? Like, I love Joey Fatone because he's a professional singer who was in the biggest group in the world for 5 years, and none of us know what his voice sounds like.
Go.
That's it.
That is it. Yeah, there Pratik and Catherine left. There has to be like an in-sync cruise. There has to be a cruise ship that gets together every year that cares about what Joey.
Unfortunately, the only one on it is Chris Kirkpatrick.
There you go. Well,
there were cruise ships for all the other bands, like for Backstreet Boys and for the other one.
New Kids on the Block have
New Kids
one
on the
and
Block.
there's
Yeah, they had a
reality
combined
show.
cruise.
It was great.
Oh, dude, what if we have a Dream Street cruise?
All right, I'm muting everybody so I can sign off at least. The guys, thank you for coming out. We'll see you next week.